Hey folks, welcome back to WarThunder. Today's video is going to be a compilation of Russian air kills on my road to the MiG-19. I have the MiG-19 now. I've played a few matches in it. I've managed to unlock the missiles, so there'll be a video coming of that soon enough. Just keep your eye on the channel. For now, you've got some MiG-9, MiG-15, IL-28 and LA-9 clips of just general fuckery, I guess. The main thing I used to grind the MiG-19 was actually the IL-28, doing bomb runs and killing unsuspecting player-controlled bombers and the AI objectives that pop up. It's actually very good at dogfighting. I always thought it'd be terrible because in tank matches everyone just relies on the rear gun, but I have to aim the rear gun with my left hand on the mouse because of the way I have my control set up, so it's not really viable for me. But the front guns are fine. I don't know why people don't try and use it more. It's actually quite a competent dogfighter despite it being a medium bomber, I guess. But you'll get to see some of those clips in a bit. For now, this is the second F100 kill from the video. I think there's one or two more with other aircraft. I actually very nearly killed one in an God, that's hard to say. In an LA-9. Nice 37 to the wing there. Notice that the 37mm seems to be way better at killing fighters than the heavier stuff, which is kind of what it's for, but that's neither here nor there. With me being so shit at aiming with the Russian aircraft because they generally have abysmal frontal visibility, I decided to use the airburst function on the rockets for a bit and see if there's any use in it. And I did have mixed results. The IL-28 can carry them too, it can take 6, and I did have dreams of being able to kill 6 bombers with 6 rockets, but it's so hard. You'd have to fire all 3 at each set of 3 and like super, you'd have to basically go fire, because otherwise you'd get too close for the proximity to work anymore. It's just a logistical nightmare. This with the MiG-15 is the best that I managed, and it wasn't even intentional. And after doing that, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to use these anymore because I'm never going to top that, so there's no point. 2 for 1, definitely not going to be out doing that anytime soon. There's some vengeance on the guy that shot holes in my canopy earlier. Killed a handful of jets in the LA-9. That one was AI, but I feel like when there's that much of a BR discrepancy, whether it's AI or not, it's still relatively impressive. We'll just ignore the fact that he was basically stalling out, barely off his runway. For anyone else that struggles with the frontal visibility of the Russians, I've found that there's a slider in the settings called sense of flight, and if you reduce it massively, then it stops your camera from wobbling around quite as much, and it makes it much easier to center on the gun sight. Like right now there's a lot of canopy or cockpit or just hard shit that you can't see through to the top of the screen, and I have to keep adjusting the view so that it's not in the way. If you lower sense of flight, then it's not such an issue, but I hadn't done it yet in that clip. This is probably one of the most spectacular things that happened during the whole MiG-19 grinding process. I'm dogfighting an F-86A5 Sabre, so probably the most nimble one, with a 3,000 kilogram, I think, maybe pound bomb. I don't know if he's the best pilot, but I'm basically stalling out trying to get guns on, and I fuck it up and I miss. And I'm hanging in the air. I'm stationary. I think the lowest my speed got was 29 miles an hour. He's coming in. He's getting guns on, and then wait for it. Boom. Friendly automatic, or well, enemy automatic, but his own teammate tries to shoot at me, and the proximity fuse says no. Just destroys him instead. Could not believe that happened when it did. Another AI kill on a jet with the LA9. I don't even know what this thing's called, like Baragan, Oregon, the MD, whatever. French jets. French and Italian stuff just seems to have really odd, long-winded numerical names. More IL-28 dogfighting. As I was saying before, most of the time when I'm flying a fighter against IL-28s, I only ever really worry about the rear gun. I've never encountered anyone trying to kill anything with the forward-facing cannons. This thing is completely capable of manoeuvring relatively well, especially when it's not carrying like a heavy ordnance load. And the top speed sucks, but it turns alright. And I just killed a hunter when he was the one to start the engagement. People should really just try out more outlander shit with the IL-28, because it's way better than people give it credit for. Here's the very almost F100 kill with the LA9. He has absolutely no idea that I'm here right now. And as with the second MiG-9 clip, if they're turning and they're at low speed, then there's really not much they can do, but he noticed and opened the gap, and my aim sucks with those things, so yeah. But I got so close. Those shots must have been like within a foot. Not sure why anyone would bring a vampire into the top CSM event when you can have the venom instead. It's just asking for trouble. More dogfighting. This time against an F3D skyknight. The F3D skyknight, if you're getting into sim, is something that I'd really recommend you fly. It's pretty. It has pretty bad visibility to the rear because obviously it's a two-seater, but there are ways around it with rolling and stuff. But the main reason that it's good is because it's the most beautiful thing to fly ever. It's insanely stable. The guns are just basically like little grenade launchers. They'll one-shot everything they hit easily. And the amount of real estate you have in the gun sight is insane. Like, you can pull ridiculous amounts of lead because of how much room there is all around the gun sight. It's like a red dot sight in an FPS game. Just nice for target acquisition and being able to like aim, take lead shots and all that sort of shit. We're both practically stalling out, but the IL-28 has surprisingly good stall characteristics. The F3D has even better ones, but that guy just didn't seem to know what he was doing. Very nearly screwed that up because the velocity on those 23s is not as good as it looks. I don't think. That's deceptive. F2 Sabre this time. Same match as the automatic incident and the vampire kill we got earlier. No one expects you to try and dogfight in the IL-28. I really honestly don't know why people don't, because it's not bad at it at all. I mean, it is in comparison to something that's designed for it. But the fact that no one does it means that they never expect it. And this guy just starts sort of shitting himself a little bit. There's me ditching the 3,000 pound or kilogram bomb, whichever one it is. And this guy is so... he knows that it would be the absolute epitome of shame to be killed by a medium jet bomber in a Sabre. So he actually bails out before I can even get guns on, and I end up missing anyway. He just flips out and he goes, you know what, fuck this. If I get killed by that, I'll never live it down. Here's the second to last, or penultimate clip. Banshee and a flat spin. Visibility to the front of this thing screws me over, and I just can't time the shot because I can't see very well at all. And the adrenaline shot of me attacking him seems to have managed to... He just managed to flip it out of his death spin instantly somehow. What are the odds? It's not even an AI this time. And I got very lucky here, and I managed to just sort of snap his wingtip off, and then he goes spiraling out of control. The last clip I'm going to leave you with, it's about 4 minutes long, but I do recommend watching it. I dogfight with an F80 in the LA9. Try to ignore the fact that one of my gear is missing. There's definitely no forgetting to retract the landing gear related reasons for that. But yeah, this turned out to be quite an intense fight. I did not expect a low-tier jet to be this nimble or have such good low-speed acceleration. Generally, props have a massive advantage in these kinds of engagements. Jets tend to rely on maintaining their energy and booming and zooming, because early jet engines were quite shit at building up speed, and they didn't work very well at low speed, because the faster you go, the more air gets sucked into them, obviously, so it makes sense for them to try to maintain the speed a bit better. But this thing is like a fucking biplane. It's like the American version of the Meteor Mark 7. But it has a bit of a twist ending, so hopefully you've enjoyed the video up to now, and I'm gonna just leave you to find out what the twist is. Maybe if you have any ideas, try guess in the comments before it gets to it. So many people are right, because even I didn't see it coming, honestly. But anyway, that's it for today. Keep an eye on the channel for a MiG-19 video, because that will probably be the one that's coming next. I'm also sat on quite a lot of Type 90 tank footage, mix of sim and RB clips to show. So there'll probably be a Type 90 video on the horizon as well. Aside from that, I've not got much planned at the minute, so if you've got any suggestions or if you want to see anything specific, then if I've got it unlocked, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I'm just basically rambling now. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Somebody, cover me! Attack the A-point! Need backup!